Hello, my name is Min Cho, and this is my Public Health 1 presentation on HIV. First, what is HIV? HIV stands for Human Immunodeficiency Virus. It is a virus that infects only human beings and weakens the immune system and increases the risk of infections. It eventually leads into AIDS, which stands for Acquired Immune Deficiency Syndrome. Why does this problem exist in society today? There are many reasons why, but the first one would be that there's no known cure. Another one is that many places in the world today have a huge lack of sexual education. These tend to be places with low socioeconomical status, such as Africa. HIV can also be asymptomatic for many years, not showing signs of any illness. And there also tends to be a culture of carelessness when it comes to dealing with HIV. Um, 1.1 million people, the age 13 and older, were that are living in the US at the end of 2015 are infected with HIV, with another 162,000 people who went undiagnosed. HIV has become a big problem because how the disease was spread at the beginning was unknown for a long time. And like I said earlier, there tends to be unsafe practices when it comes to sex and drugs. The origins of HIV are said to be started in Africa, where hunters hunted and ate infected chimpanzees and came into contact with their blood, which had a version of HIV called SIV, which later mutated into HIV when it came into humans. Risks in the future include increased prevalence and incidence, and etiological factors include blood, sexual fluids, and breast milk. There are many solutions we can take to solve this problem. The first one would be safe medical practice. This includes the screening of all blood and blood products, uh, using clean needles to uh, inject patients, etc. And another solution includes education in safer sex. Although it is common knowledge that HIV is a thing in the US, it isn't common knowledge in the for a good part of the world, and we need to teach everyone that it can affect all people and that isn't a disease just for delinquents. Examples that of how the U.S. has combat HIV better than some other countries include the fact that condoms in the US are everywhere, they're easy to access, and sexual education classes are taught at pretty much every school. You cannot avoid something you don't know exists. So you need to be taught how HIV is spread. Um, Public health in the future. Research literature says that extensive research to make longer acting drugs is one of the top priorities, and that a therapeutic vaccine is theoretically possible because the presence of rare people who can control HIV naturally is evidence that a vaccine can theoretically alter the immune system to handle HIV. My personal opinion on this subject is that people in general are way too careless about the subject and that we need to grow a culture of awareness. People tend to not think uh, about sexually transmitted diseases when they uh, go around and live their life. This needs to change because it is a major way on how this disease is spread. Um, that is the end of my presentation. Thank you for taking time out of your day to listen.